You know what? Global family, look in the mirror. I want you to take a good look. You are the champion, the hero of your story. No matter how much praise you may give some of us who may help you on this journey, it is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Tony, again, I give you accolades for, I don't even know what to say, for all the efforts, man, that you've put in my behalf.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is.
It is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
A person should find that truth out for his or herself.
To help you see.
For his or herself.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Metaphysic Speaks in the Spirit with Dr. Deborah Blair, and this is your host, Tony. I hope that you all are doing well within your space and time. I mentioned time. There's only 1,440 minutes in a day. No matter who you may pray to or what your belief system may be, you are not going to get even 1 minute more added to your life. So use your time wisely. We have a bit to go over tonight, but before we get started, I hope you have your favorite beverage of choice. My beverage tonight is some Rooibos tea. Of course, this is the same Rooibos tea that is on the Meta Central website, so we could all be drinking from the same batch for those who do have your Rooibos tea. It's going to be a special podcast. I did not plan on at all in doing a podcast. It's just that certain information started to come up from across the internet from many of you all, which was in relation to what we have been doing for, over a decade, been doing in the classes and everything else, and you're about to see with your own eyes some information that will be hard for some to accept, and others it will be 100% absolute confirmation. But it's not even just that, okay? Some of this information you will get confirmation by feeling the chills throughout your body as you see certain footage and you hear certain commentary, right? But then I'm gonna, from that point, put you into a deep freeze, okay? So, here we go.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
Right? Yeah. That's one.
Satanan? Salil?
One make it.
Salil?
Right there.
Victor?
That's mine, like Mike.
Anything you need to confirm more?
No, really.
Assessment?
Confirm it? Confirm.
That's it?
Confirm.
Nigga, that's the real nigga. Mike in the house.
Mike
You
in the
know,
building. No
That's
jokes.
the real man.
What up, guys? I'm going to do a chi demonstration. I am going to take energy and condense it into my bone marrow, and then I'm going to pulse and radiate that energy out to knock over this postcard. So yeah, check this out. You get to see the point of view of the postcard, and it even has a nice little kitty on it. So about 7 or 8 feet away, I'm going to take the energy in and condense it.
Yeah.
I figure you guys would love this one. So I don't even have to use my own chi or even like gather chi from around me. I can literally just dig it out the air and use it like this. So we're going to kind of build on some of that. So the building the ball exercise, going to kind of build on some of that. So the building the ball exercise.
Okay, so I had to pause it there for a moment for a very specific reason. So right now there's like the energy is going from my root to my crown and just hitting my crown like a bell almost, right? And so I'm over here spazzing in a good way because of the excitement of what you're going to hear, because that means after all these years the information is going through the realm to the point where people have utilized it to build up themselves to do extraordinary things. Okay, so you specifically heard him say the ball exercise. Okay, we all heard it. I even did it in slow motion. For all of you all listening here who have been listening for years, there has been a tool on the website for about 6 years now, but it was originally done publicly almost a decade ago, which was in 2012. Okay, you're going to see it on the screen here. Many of you know of this title. This title is called Book 1 Lessons. Okay, Book 1 Lessons. Now, some of you who may have seen this title on the website, some of you who may have this title and it's still sitting on the shelf, or some of you who may did a little bit of it, right, and say like, yeah, I know about Book 1 Lessons. What about it? So now on the screen here, you're going to see the table of contents. You're going to see 7 lessons here in the table of contents. If you notice, lesson 5. What does lesson 5 say? An energy ball. Utilizing your inner wheel for direct change. What this gentleman is showing is in this book. And this book was done in the public in 2012, which is almost a decade ago. And it was transcribed a bit. Only about 70% of the podcast at that time was transcribed for this book. I just kept the most important aspects of each lesson to keep it condensed and very straightforward, so you can get in, get the important information, and then move on. That was done in 2015. So that was almost, about 7 years ago, actually, at this point, almost 7 years. So with that, what he is showing here is in the book that many of you have in the possession, many of you have seen on the website and everything else. But you're also going to see, like, for example, we've seen the person who was moving the leaves, right? That's lesson 4. A use of will, utilizing your will to affect change in your environment. Now, I use different examples in lesson 4 than moving the wind, and many of the examples and things you see here, You're going to see them as examples in the book to see things personally, but also to affect things on a more massive scale. Now, some of you may be asking, like, okay, if this book is there and it has this much power in these lessons that this random person on the internet you have shown, which is amazing, is literally in this book that's been there all the time. Why don't you talk about it? Because that's not the most important aspect of the book. When you all typically hear me speak about lessons, it's typically concerning lessons 1, 2, and 3, which have nothing to do with affecting or manipulating your environment at all. Period. Only thing with lesson 1, 2, and 3 deals with you, the person in the mirror, and cleaning those energetic pathways. Because when you clean those energetic pathways, no matter if you do not go past lesson 3, you'll be able to perceive more. You'll be able to, the spirit will have a direct line to you. Okay, for those religious folks, right? So instead of being clouded up, right? Or sometimes, when you call someone on the cell phone and you can't reach, you keep going to voicemail, it's not because they're ignoring your call, but because they may be there may be some signal congestion because of the area that they're in. So it's almost like if you were the spirit trying to reach them, they're in the area that's so congested that you can't get through to them, right? I'm sure all of you totally understand that. So with that, you're cleaning your pathways so that you are able to be connected with Source, with the Creator, without all the issues that tend to plague people in these days. So out of each lesson has an exercise, and out of the 7 lessons, the most important ones are lesson 1 through 3. Someone said, but I want to change the world. I want to become superhuman. Hence the superhuman classes that you see on the screen now, that all came later, right? So, just so you know, a lot what you see in today's program, at least portions of it, or similar aspects of it, have either been shown directly by me in the class, or I showed you how to do it directly in the class, live in front of everyone, or I also invited a gentleman to come who's master climbing, which I'm going to show some footage of him specifically in here later on as we go on here, who came to the class and who did demonstrations of utilizing your chi to help to clear out some of the garbage in the pathways of a person. All this happened in many of these sessions, literally. But these things are not going to be sold to anyone at all. Like, I would just put out some of the stuff, say, hey, in the class you're going to learn, like you see on the screen again here now, the different superhuman classes. And even some of those things there are wonderful, like, man, creating an energy ball. Like, one of them won't say create an energy ball, okay? And all these other things. And so it was up to you to see it, to read it, to understand it, and move on. So now, someone say, yes, let's do it. But this is the thing now. Right now, as we speak, like I say, it wasn't even going to be a podcast tonight. This is like off the cuff, for real. Because behind the scenes here, we're working on a promo video and getting things together for the event at the end of July. The event is a free event. Some of you on yesterday seeing the promo video, it was a sneak peek into the promo video. It wasn't put into the newsletter. It was not sent out through text message. It was just, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you got a notification, you've seen it, and then I took it off. Okay? It will be released later on this week, as I mentioned in even previous podcasts. But with this event, you're going to see how the progression. So if you go back to the Grand Master's catalog, all the way to the beginning, when you first pretty much started, and you go all the way to the time that he ascended, it was a progression. It was a very specific progression. And then from that point to a very specific progression, jumping off where he left off and getting into areas dealing with yourself, because it's about you. Okay? So, man, this is so exciting. This is an exciting time we are in. Now, some of you may be like, what do you mean exciting time? There's so much going on. There's nothing going on. Only thing that's going on is the transformation of the internal and external environments. And it's more so the transformation of the external is because of the transformations that are taking place within the internal. Right now, as many of you know, the superhuman sessions are no longer going on. Right, we're doing private superhuman one-on-one sessions, and some of those who have been, especially coming to most of those past sessions, who have showed legitimate progress, are doing certain things and everything else around us. But right now, it's only one-on-one, just because I don't really have the time as much anymore. Because again, it's always moving forward, never backwards. Okay? Always moving forward, never backwards. So for those who want to do one-on-one sessions, again, it's up on the website if you choose to. There are prerequisites to it. But because this is going to go out, and this is probably going to go a bit viral, I'm sure I'm going to get bombarded with people who say you have to do another superhuman session again. If I get enough of those, and I'm talking about it has to be like 100 plus, okay, at least 100 plus, then I may be pushed enough because of your energetic presence to just have one last main superhuman session that will go over lessons 1 through 6. No, this is not of the book lessons 1 through 6, of the superhuman events 1 through 6. Okay? And it may be just one big group event. Everybody come out from around the world like they usually do. But there it is. You can meet people who are doing all types of things and go on from that point. Okay? Maybe. It's not really in my pathway. I'm not looking at that right now exactly, but it's a possibility. But that's up to you. Now, we're going to move on here, and then I'm going to come back in with more commentary momentarily.
Going to kind of build on some of that. So the building the ball exercise, what you do is you start to focus all the energy in between your hands. So you go from being able to breathe in the energy, focus that energy in between your hands, and you get to the point where you get this magnetic quality. And now you can perceive it. Now that you can perceive it, you go from I am me, and this is chi, to I am also chi. This chi is an extension of me. The more you can identify with it, the more it follows your will, and the more you can do with it. This helps with your meditation.
I'm not gonna fall over the first time. I'm gonna show you. Okay, when you breathe, you gotta breathe from your root chakra. So you gotta breathe. Take my hand back, and I envision my chi in my hand, and see, it's simple, bro. It's simple. I envision my chi in my hand, and I envision me throwing it at the bottle already. Your imagination is key. Your inner child is key. So all I did is put it into my reality. It's simple. And y'all try this out and let me know if it works for y'all, bro. Y'all let me know. If I do it, I close my eyes and I imagine purple, like chi and plasma in my hand, and I see myself throwing it at the water. That's what I be doing. I see myself throwing it at the water, and then I open my eyes and I do it, and it falls over. It's simple. That's what you gotta do. Or you could just do it regular. You can just focus on the bottle and do it, and it's gonna fall. And another thing, bro, it's not gonna happen overnight. Like, you're not just gonna be able to just and do it and it's gonna fall over. It's gonna take time. So don't fail the process. Like, don't get mad because you don't knock it over the first time. You gotta keep trying, bro. You gotta keep putting the work. You gotta meditate too. You gotta meditate on your chi. So you gotta build it up, because you breathing, eating, drinking things, it builds your chi up. You gotta meditate on it so you can get it stronger. But yeah, this is the video explaining how to do it, and the next video is gonna be me actually doing it for y'all, to give y'all what it looks like of me doing.
So I really hope that you are enjoying tonight's podcast. And I'm sure that those who are listening to this, whether you listen to this in the present or you listen to this in the future of me, which is in your past, put in the chat box, make a comment if you felt the chill within your spirit, okay? If you felt the almost like ice type feeling, you jump on ice and it makes your whole body chill. Did you feel that at all? If you did, that's confirmation for you. And what that confirmation is what you perceived it to be, whatever that may be for you, okay? For you. So the thing about it is that let's get into why, for example, like in Book 1 Lessons, even though some powerful exercises are shown within that book, why the most powerful are not shown? Because even in the superhuman sessions, they were spaced anywhere from 3 months to a year apart, and in each one built a little bit on top of the previous one. Because number one, I have to see your progress, number one. Number two, it kind of, keeps out the people that want to harm people, who also keeps those out who are immature, right? Thinking you're just gonna go in and gain some super energy, let's say, right? With an immature mind, and then you're gonna end up doing a few different things. You're gonna end up either causing problems or destruction for yourself, which I don't want. As a teacher, I don't want that. Or number two, you're gonna cause problems and destruction for others. So because of that, and not understanding that with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. I'm about to say it backwards, but with great power comes great responsibility. So let me tell you what would happen. So let's say, for example, in your life, many of us, haven't had a perfect life, or what one may perceive as perfect. We had ups and downs. So let's say when you were in your down, okay, I'm going to say it in a way that is already past. It's past tense, right? So when you were in your down state and all types of potential drama were taking place, and it was chaotic and you're trying to figure it out, but you haven't figured it out yet, okay? What if you were given or you figured out a way of some power, right, which energized your entire being? Now, in one aspect, that's a good thing. Your being is completely energized. You are going to the moon, right? As they say right now in cryptocurrency, it'd be like, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, or Dogecoin. Yeah, we wait until it goes to the moon, which means that it goes to heights never seen before. So let's say you're going to the moon, right? Your energy is going off the charts. But guess what that means? It also means, remember, you were in your chaotic state. So that means also that the chaos is going to go to the extreme. And you haven't actually understood completely the mechanisms of even how your energy works, and totally under and overstood, right? How to bring down those energies when you see certain things popping up, everything else. So you could pretty much how to manipulate your own energy. Okay, so what ends up happening, people awaken all the time, and massive energetic jolts happen to people all across the world. And those energetic jolts, those people at times do not understand what's taking place, or it exacerbates the chaos to such an extreme, they end up committing suicide, they end up causing this extreme destruction, either with themselves, with their family, with their community, or just with the environment, because they're not able to handle the energies that's coming through. So that is the main reason why it's a path. Now, things are quickening, right? An awakening is happening. Most definitely. I'm not talking about no new age weirdness, okay? Because a lot of that stuff is weirdo stuff, okay? But an awakening is happening where the let's say the DNA the strands are starting to stand up, let's say, right? Now, there are some who consider your hair as antennas, right? There are some people, especially those like Rastas, for example, they don't cut their hair for many different reasons, but one of the reasons why is like an antenna to the Creator, right? And so that's the reason why you don't cut your hair. And many people have this belief, and there is some truth in that for sure. But know what the ultimate antenna is? It's actually you. Your whole vessel is an antenna. It's not just one part, which is your hair. Your whole entire vessel is a antenna, and it's vibrating. It's vibrating. So the quickening, meaning that your body is starting just to vibrate more and more. Hence why, I'm not going to get into it, but we all see what's taking place. Them bombarding us. Those who are infected with the pestilence, or those who are awakened, but on the side of the pestilence, let's say, the side of draconians. They are pushing so hard. They want you to infect yourself. They want you suffering. They want you everything to be chaotic. Okay? They want control. And when you don't give them control, they even go on TV crying. Oh, just do what we say. You know? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. But the thing about it is, for those of you who do enter, and understand what's taking place, may the Creator bless your path 1,000%. And may you see every breadcrumb on your yellow brick road. Because we all have a yellow brick road. We all have a path. And there are always opportunities on that path. Now, it may not be the opportunity you think that you should have, but it's going to lead you to your ultimate self, your ultimate point, okay? Your ultimate destination. Trust the process. So, let's get into, for example, what can you do with, like, for example, as I mentioned in lesson 4, which is the utilization of your will. Let me give you a movie example of literally that. In the movie Doctor Strange, let's talk about Dr. Stephen Strange, who is the Sorcerer Supreme, okay? In that movie, that is. There are Sorcerer Supremes walking around, okay? He was a top-tier surgeon. We're talking about top 1%, okay? If you have anything going on when you need surgery, if you have the finance to afford him, he's the one that you want to go to, hands down, period, right? And his hands were his gift, okay? He was able to do maneuvers and techniques with his hands that no one else could duplicate or replicate, okay? So, with that, he ended up getting into a car accident, and in that car accident, he ended up totally mutilating his hands, and he was devastated. So he went through all different types of mental aspects of it, but in short, he ended up learning that there was a way for him to heal his hands completely. Okay, well, at least that's what he thought it was. So he ended up coming across an old patient of his who was referred to him. And remember, Dr. Strange was the best of the best, and Dr. Strange cannot do anything for him. And he learned that this patient pretty much went to, if I recall correctly, it was the Far East. It may have been Tibet. It was in that region, okay? And he ended up learning certain techniques, okay, which would have made even him a sorcerer on a certain level. But he even says in the movie that those lessons, he was okay of what he learned. He did not want to go further. And what he learned was what he went there to hopefully find, was that he was able to utilize his will. Another term for will is chi. Okay, I use my terms for things and I let you know what they are. But another term for will is chi, okay? They do have some slight differences in aspects of usage and the way they work, but they're very similar. Okay, if you tend to have extremely high chi, your willpower tends to be very strong as well. If you tend to have very strong willpower, your chi is also tend to be very strong as well, okay? So he ended up learning some ancient techniques of chi manipulation or willpower manipulation, how you can use it not only to affect your environment, but use it internally. And so what he did was he used it internally to, let's say, psychically or through willpower or through the energy of chi to mend his broken back, which allowed him to play basketball. And Dr. Stephen Strange was absolutely blown away by this, like, cause let's say like his vertebrae was completely just obliterated. It's impossible for that to happen, but yet it was not impossible at all. These techniques, or an aspect of this technique, is shown in totem book lessons, book 1 lessons, okay? And also deeper techniques are shown in the classes. Man. So with that, I'm gonna show a clip here from Dr. Strange.
Jonathan Pangborn, C7-C8 spinal cord injury, complete.
Who are you?
Paralyzed from the mid-chest down, partial paralysis in both hands.
I don't know you.
I'm Stephen Strange, a neurosurgeon, was a neurosurgeon.
Actually, you know what, man? I do know you. I came to your office once. You refused to see me. I never got past your assistant.
You were untreatable.
No glory for you in that, right?
You came back from a place there's no way back from. I'm trying to find my own way back.
Hey, Pangborn, are you in or you out?
All right. I'd given up on my body. I thought my mind's the only thing I have left. I should at least try to elevate that. So I sat with gurus and sacred women. Strangers carried me to mountaintops to see holy men. And finally, I found my teacher. And my mind was elevated. And my spirit deepened. And somehow...
Your body healed.
Yes. And there were deeper secrets to learn there, but I didn't have the strength to receive them. I chose to settle for my miracle and I came back home. The place you're looking for is called Kamartaj, but the cost there is high.
How much?
I'm not talking about money. Good luck.
And now, this is why also you want to be very careful on your path when certain entities come into your space. Because as you're cultivating yourself, you're going to become brighter and brighter, let's say, in the ether, or what some would say in the astral, or whatever terminology you want to use. You're going to become brighter. And those in darkness, whether it be those who are blind, deaf, and dumb, okay, that's not an insult, or those who are seeking out those who are like that to either use them or maybe make sure they don't exist anymore, and so on and so forth. And then it gets into other things as well, which I'm not going to get into right now. But with that, for just give you a personal example, there's been many, many, many times where people will come around and so that I can teach them something sacred. That's the entire person. Now, there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. But you haven't got anything from me. You haven't learned, you haven't went to, let's say, the Far East, and you came here and you knew someone referred you because of something, and you telling me your story, and I know that you're doing the work and we do certain techniques. It's none of that. Okay? They want something completely for free, and there's nothing in this world that's for free. If you want to go, if you are 290 pounds at 4'2", okay, and you want to lose that because you're completely morbidly obese, you're going to have to go in the gym. You're going to have to put forth that work to lose that weight. If you bought a nice little homestead, right, out in the forest, you could live, you got solar panels the whole 9 yards. You living it up like, yeah, I'm living self-sustained, okay, all to myself. But you want to grow some food. It's not going to magically appear. You're going to have to go out there, even though equipment can make it easier to farm, still, you're going to have to go out there and work. And then you will reap what you sow. There's nothing for free. Okay? If you want to cultivate your energy from the highest levels possible, you're going to have to work at it. So be careful of these people. There's been people who have done that, who will sit next to me and like someone can't perceive what they're on, right? And they eventually get angry at me because and then want to do what is called pretty much shame and guilt because me for not being whatever it is that they think they want or perceive or whatever it is they own, okay? And I just sit back and eventually just laugh to myself, okay? Because, I mean, what do you think this is? So with that, that's me to you, because you all out there, I know there is going to be someone who is listening to this for a fact who will take this to a level that all who have come before will smile at. So with that being said, I hope you really enjoyed tonight's podcast. Re-listen to this because there's going to be some tidbits that I'm sure you will even gain more insight from the second playthrough. You all stay ready for this promo video that will be coming in the next few days. I hope that many of you will contribute to it because it's even the next phase of wonderful, just wonderful, the steps we're progressing in this journey, the long short. So have a good evening. We are a phone call away. Take care. Okay, so actually, let's pause on that for a moment because I did not play any of Master Kleinman's videos. So let me give you just a quick brief of Master Kleinman. Almost now 20 years ago, this is when like MySpace was around, so the social media just started to take off and everything else. The internet was at its still kind of infant stages, and so, but nevertheless, I was meditating at that point for about 10, 12 years at that point, and so I was able to do certain things, right? And so I came across a video from concerning John Chang, okay? John Chang, also known as the Magus of Java. Some of you are familiar with him. So I knew for a fact that was real because I was able to do certain things. So I said, who knows how old the video was really old looking. So who knows how old this video actually is. Not only that, who knows if he's still alive. Do I have to take a trip to Asia, okay, and find his group and everything else. So nevertheless, in doing a search, I came across Master Kleinman, and Master Kleinman is able to produce mass amounts of chi within his body to the point where he can touch you and send it through you, okay? And so he has many modalities, even martial art ability, but he has come to the classes as well on many occasions as a special guest, and he's done these demonstrations that you're going to see in the class in front of everyone. Okay, so there are people around. We know many of them, and so what can really be said. But I'm not going to delay this anymore. I'm about to get into the videos, and then from that, you're going to see some special little videos, and then we'll end the show. So yeah, so let me also say real quick that let's say, for example, And you doing this with, if you were to see yourself, go see Master Kleiman, and his information was up on the screen, of course, or if you were to come to a class and he does a demonstration, whether it be, let's say on you or whatever it may be, the thing about it is that some people think that's it. Like, okay, yeah, you feel kind of renewed, right? Okay, and everything else, but no, you still got to do the work yourself. Literally, can you do the work yourself, let's say, and take all the time needed to do the work internally that you need to do, and then from that point, if you go see Master Kleiman, that's like the icing on the cake, but you did the cake, okay? If the cake is already good by itself. Like me personally, I don't like icing, right? I just literally like the cake, okay? If the cake is made correctly, it's good by itself. Whereas going to Master Kleiman, in a way, is like, just in this analogy here, it's like you're getting the icing, so you're getting that sweet, sweet taste. You're like, this is good. You're able to move around. Certain aches and pains are completely gone. You're like, yeah. But you still got to do the cake, okay? That's the way it works, all right? So you will feel good for a while, but of course, because certain internal mechanisms have not been worked on, if that's the case, and certain things start to creep back in, just because, and not because of Master Kleiman. No, he's been doing what he's been doing for decades, but it's because of you not doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, so if we do end up having another session, or even if we do a one-on-one session for those out there who are, who have done one-on-ones already thus far this year, Master Kleiman did come and everything else, and so that's that. So here we go. Without further ado.
All right, we're recording.
Sounds good.
So, permission to record.
Yes, there is permission.
All right, you got it. So, I'm going to touch the points. Okay. The ones that hurt you have, the ones that don't hurt you don't have. It is that simple. No, that don't hurt. That's not bad enough. That's anguish. No.
Oh,
no, that don't hurt bad enough either. That's sorrow.
Oh, dude.
That is you see the difference between a not hurt? That is abandonment. That is disappointment.
Oh. Bad word, Gary.
Abandonment.
Oh. Okay, you might not think that doesn't hurt, those sorrow. Okay.
You think that hurts?
I'm Gary.
All right, so we got sorrow. All right, sorrow down.
I have 6 of these. I should have just kept my mouth.
How about here? No.
Gary?
No.
Gary,
compared to this?
No, okay. Okay.
Oh, yours is going to be a good one. I can tell. All right, how about here? This is anger. All right, that's anger. Break that one down.
That goes without saying.
Oh, you're going to have some fun here.
Oh, dear God.
And here, that's rage.
I hope this is PG.
Here? No, that's fear. Don't have that. How about here? No.
Oh, it hurts, but...
Yeah, not compared to that.
God, no!
Alright, so you don't have guilt.
No, I don't have guilt.
You don't have guilt.
What's the other? Oh! Can't breathe.
Yeah,
Gary!
Can't breathe.
Oh, my God!
That you can't breathe. And that is bitterness. So the big 4 that everybody has is abandonment, anger, rage, and bitterness. So you've got the big 4 plus sorrow. Bitterness. All right, so
my pants.
No one ever did that before.
No, I don't want to.
You won't be first. Say clamp down, cover your nose so I don't get a staph infection. Let's take sorrow out first. Push it out. 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just think all your pain's gonna be gone when I'm done. right, that one's done. Next is abandonment. Oh, yeah. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Not so bad, huh? And my next trick is anger. And 3, 2, 1. Push it out. Thank you, Frank. Thank Frank. I knew Frank was going to help people he never met. Almost done on this one. And next is rage. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Almost done on this one. This is rage. And my next trick is bitterness, self-hatred. Hurts less already. Push, 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 push. See how fast that is?
You remember my last friend I brought you? She was hurting for like days, and you tested her.
Well, people hurt when they're done, but did I do it to her or just check her?
Just checked her, yeah.
Push, push, push. Alright, that's abandonment. Next, we're gonna do anger. Push, push, push. Push it out. It's a growl. It's not like you're gonna stop crying in a minute. You might as well just... There you go. Push, push, push. This is rage. This is old anger. Old anger. This is old. Guess we won't be on Oprah. Old anger. Push, push, push. It's getting better. It leaves you. It enters me. Alright, and now we're going to do bitterness, which is self-hatred. What do you say? Alright, next. I know you feel like you're going to suffocate. Push it out, push it out, push it out. It's bitterness, self-hatred. Push, 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 push. I know, I hear that. I've heard that before. Push, 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 push. Push it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. It's not so funny now, huh? Push, 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 push. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. This is self-hatred. You don't get them no break. Push, 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 push it out. Push it out. Oh yeah. Put the rag in her mouth. Push it out. It's rage. Old anger. Not bad, huh? All right, and my next trick is bitterness, which is lack of deservingness and self-hatred. Are you ready? All right, ready?
They got it wrong in the comics. They talk about secret evil groups trying to stop the heroes. I don't think we are particularly evil, and we don't choose sides. We try to stop both of you. If there is one of you, the opposite of you appears, it escalates. We step in. There just can't be gods amongst us. It's not fair. It has worked just fine for 10,000 years, our way. Take consolation in the fact that you were right about your theory. Be at peace. All three were real. Quite special, actually. If you approve, I will move to the next city. Will there be any repercussions? No one saw them. I know what my charge is. Convince them this is the most humane and effective method. We're not executioners, and we don't need martyrs. If that fails, use the machine. And I understand how important what we're doing is. Maintaining balance, keeping order.
We are Borg. You will be assimilated.
No.
This enchanted love of ours.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is, and each person should find that truth out for his or herself.
This enchanted love of ours. This enchanted love of ours.
You know what? Global family, look in the mirror. I want you to take a good look. You are the champion, the hero of your story. No matter how much praise you may give some of us who may help you on this journey, it is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
And Tony, again, I give you accolades for, I don't even know what to say, for all the efforts, man, that you put in my behalf.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is.
It is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Person should find that truth out for his or herself.
To help you see.
For his or herself.